This entitled mother is so selfish, she's about to steal a present from a birthday boy. But it gets worse. This birthday boy also happens to be disabled. How could one person be so evil? Happy birthday if today's your birthday, on with the revamped show. When I was 16, I worked at an off-brand Chuck E. Cheese called Jungle George's with a monkey mascot. It was like any other place like it. Arcade, prize booth, a kids band, and pizza. We hosted birthday parties, and if the group was big enough, they could pay for a private room to eat. I was in charge of watching over a party for a boy who was turning 9, birthday boy. Now forgive me because I'm not sure how to describe it, but you could tell he had some sort of mental disability, just from his mannerisms and the way he talked, etc. Plus, this is confirmed by the EM later. The party had about 7 other kids and their parents. One of these kids, LS, was older than the rest, looking to be 15-ish. His mother, EM, was clearly related to birthday boy's mother. I think they were sisters. Everything was going well. I was serving pizza and drinks, and overall just standing by the side for if anyone needed help. Then it was present time. Birthday boy was so excited, and each gift was greeted with pictures and words of kindness towards BB. LS and EM, on the other hand, just stood in the corner on the other end of the room. EM on her phone and LS on a Nintendo DS. Unfortunately, crap started when birthday boy opened a game. I don't know games well, but it was one of those shooters like Black Ops or Call of Duty. LS started whispering to EM, who walked up to birthday boy's mother. "BBM, don't you think that game is a little violent for someone like BB?" Her voice was super condescending. BB gripped the game tight to his chest. I had a feeling maybe EM or LS had taken things from him before. "No, I think it'll be fine," BBM said back, pretty much brushing her off. "Well, LS had been wanting that game for a while. Maybe he should have it and we can give you one of his old games that's nicer." BBM ignored her this time completely, and EM huffed and went back to her corner. BBM placed the game with the other presents and continued to open others. I saw EM whisper to LS, who literally walked over and took the game out of the pile. I was about to say something before BB noticed and started screaming and sobbing, pointing to LS, who now dropped the game back into the pile. I don't remember much of the words exchanged, but BBM and EM went at it in a screaming match. BB was gripping his ears and crying. The only thing I remember hearing clear as day was EM screaming, "He's R-worded, how could he play it anyway?" At this point, I ran to get my manager, and he handled the rest of the situation while I was told to clean in another area of the building. I saw EM and LS leaving angrily a few minutes later. I wish I knew what became of the kid. I didn't see him again. I just hope he had a happy birthday after his crappy aunt left. You know, when you're a kid, you don't get too many privileges. A birthday is such a special day because the attention's on you and you get things that you don't normally get. I mean, it's not like you have a job and you can just buy whatever you want. For most kids, you're at the mercy of your parents to buy something for you a couple times a year. So for this entitled kid and mom to go over and steal his game, it would have been traumatic. It would have been like, that's the one thing I was looking forward to and you're taking it away and there's nothing I can do to stop you. So although it seems like, oh, it was just one game, what does it matter? To that kid, in that moment, it was probably his whole world. The backstory. I was in the park waiting for some of my friends to come to hang out and do stupid little games like hide and seek, etc. I decided to sit on a bench nearby a playground, then entitled mom and nice kid come around. For some minutes everything is fine, until I pull out my phone and put on some music. After, let's say 2 minutes, EM notices me standing nearby the playground and approaches me.
"Hey, this place is for little kids."
The kid was probably 9 or 10.
"What are you doing here?"
"Just waiting for a couple of my friends. Why?"
"Well, go somewhere else, since this place is for children, not rebel teenagers."
That ticked me off since she automatically thought I was a rebel kid
that drink underage and do drugs.
It's a public space. I'm legally allowed to be here at any given time. And I don't do those things, and it's bad that you assume this.
"Hey mom, I'm thirsty. Can we go to the nearby shop to buy some water?" "Not now, sweetie. I have to finish something first." "But mom..." Not now!
You know, it's not okay to scream at your child like that.
It's my kid and I can do whatever I want with him. Now leave before I call the cop.
This attracted a guy that was nearby. What's going on over here?
This kid was doing drugs and he won't leave.
I know for a fact that he was just sitting there until you came and screamed at him to leave.
That is false and I'll call the cops. I saw that he had some sort of drugs in his bag.
Kid, do you have anything in your backpack? I open my backpack and show him what I have. Only some water and snacks in case I'm hungry or thirsty. He doesn't have anything illegal in there. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave before I call the cops. This kid was just minding his business.
I won't leave until he leaves the park. Mom, come on, let's go. He didn't do anything. Shut up. We will go after I finish dealing with these idiots.
Yes, she screamed at her kid to shut up and called me and the guy idiots. The guy getting visibly annoyed and screaming back at her, "Leave right now or I will call the cops."
No,
Interrupted by the guy, "Leave now." EM tries to call the cops, I guess, since she was going for her phone.
I won't leave until the cops show up.
Fine then. He seems to be chilled by now. She calls the cops and they show up 5 minutes after. The station is relatively close to the park.
What seems to be the issue, lady? This man assaulted me and the kid is doing drugs.
Is this true? No, it's not. She was demanding I leave a public area since I'm a rebel kid. Can I see your backpack? I show him what I have in the backpack and he sees I have nothing in there. Ma'am, he's got nothing in his bag.
Yes, he does. He threw it before you came up. No, he didn't. All he did was sit there, and the man did nothing to you. Shut up. I'm trying to get them arrested.
No joke, she literally said this in front of 2 cops without knowing that she has done already 3 crimes. I'm gonna need you to calm down and have a little talk with us.
No, I want them arrested.
Calm down or we'll have to arrest you.
No, I didn't do anything. They're lying to you.
She gets up close to me and tries to snatch my bag, but I get it back. Police officer 1 gets her on the ground, since he thought she'd tried to punch me. Then he gets her cuffed. The other police officer told the kid that everything is going to be okay, but he said this happens sometimes and I don't want to spend time with my mummy anymore. This all happened while I was sitting in the middle of everything on the bench. My friends proceed to show up later on after the incident, and the random guy was asked if she tried to assault him other than verbally, and if she did, she could have gone to jail. From this point, I don't know what happened since no court or nothing really happened, but it felt really good to see a Karen getting what she deserves. I think a lot of people don't realize that when you're on public property, it's very different from being on private property. If you're on private property, you have to obey the rules of whoever owns the land. But in public, people can go where they want, they can stand where they want, they can film and take pictures if they want to. As long as you're not causing any trouble for anyone else, you can kinda do whatever you want. So of course the Karen thinks that means, well, she can do whatever she wants, and she gets to boss everyone else around. This happened only a few days ago, last Monday, and I'm still fuming about it. So, due to the virus, I've been living temporarily in my childhood apartment, next to my grandmother's home, until the end of finals at my college. I need to have access to a reliable internet source, since my house is out of the middle of nowhere and without reliable signal. I moved down here a month or so ago when my state went into lockdown. I didn't want to drive back and forth every day while I tried to do my online work, while there was a shelter-in-place order, so I moved in. I have the intention of moving out once my tests are done this Friday, where I'll be sure to clean the apartment up nicer than I came into it. It's also worth mentioning that my cousin, who is also taking her finals, has been driving back and forth to take her tests. She's been doing it for the same reason I am, internet access. On Monday, I had wrapped up one test and was getting ready to do more homework on the rest of my projects. I needed to study and complete a couple portfolios for my writing classes. I was in the middle of editing some of my projects when entitled grandmother comes over without knocking. What's up?
Are you done with your tests for now?
Me, already suspicious. Yeah, why?
Well, cousin can't get her test to work on her iPad, and she's really freaking out. She didn't know what to do, so I told her I'd come over here and ask you if you're using your laptop at the moment.
I'm kind of in the middle of homework.
Can't you give it up for 1 hour?
I couldn't believe she was asking me to give my computer up for an hour. I later found out from my cousin it would have been more like 2 hours, but we're getting to that. I have projects to finish. I don't know if I can wait that long. E.g. visibly offended.
Well, would you rather she drive an hour and a half back home?
Note, it only takes my cousin 45 minutes to drive to and from her house.
Only to drive an hour and a half back here to take it tomorrow?
I know that I can't say no now. I want to so badly, and I know that I could have if I really wanted to stick it to my grandmother, but I can't. E.g. has always been emotionally manipulative, and she twists every story she hears to benefit her. I know that if I tell her no, she'll go stomping back to my cousin to tell her how I selfishly denied her the use of my laptop. It would have led to my E.g. telling everyone she talked to, she calls about a dozen friends every single day, that I was selfish and never wanted to help people out. So I tell her I would let my cousin use it. E.g. smiles and leaves without saying thank you. I close out of all my homework, keep the screen open so I won't have to tell my cousin the password, and give it to her. My cousin at least is appreciative, but E.g. is smug in her triumph. I grit my teeth, say a quick, no problem, and head back over to my place to stew for the next hour. Lo and behold, the problem wasn't my cousin's iPad, but the test itself. She brings my laptop back and explains the situation. I am thankful that I can get back to work now, but I'm still fuming about my EG's attitude. This was just the latest in a long line of infuriating demands that EG has placed on me since I've been living here. Thankfully, it's only been a month, and I'm almost ready to move back out. I suppose the story has something of a happy ending, but no sweet, sweet revenge. No telling off, just me, finishing my homework, while my EG thinks I'm selfish for even thinking about refusing the laptop to my cousin. Everyone has their own things that they're trying to work out themselves in life. Surely true selfishness is when you could give generously, but refuse to. Or in the case of entitled parents, rather than getting or doing something yourself, you demand it from other people. Alright, so this is a more docile story and isn't as bad as some, but I just found it annoying. So I work at a certain place. Due to corporation requests, I'm not allowed to disclose the name of it, but the main attraction is that it's a gas station, and you can order pizza and sub sandwiches from it. I think y'all can guess which establishment I'm talking about. Well, rush hour usually begins at 4 PM and doesn't end until nearly 8 PM. If we have a meal deal, it usually doesn't end until 9 PM. By the time that 5:30 PM rolled around, we had 12 order tickets on the ticket rack. Every order had at least 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings. We ended up having a 1 and 30-minute wait time. I had been answering the phone as usual. "Hi, thank you for calling Carry Out Pizza. Would you like to hear this month's special?" in a cheery voice.
No.
Her voice sounded dead, not a single emotion in her voice. Children were screaming in the background. Her husband yelling at the kids to shut the frick up. Mum is on the phone. I asked for her name and number for the order, and she orders 6 pizzas. Keep in mind, each pizza takes 5 to 7 minutes to make, depending on what type it is. She asked what our wait time was, and I told her an hour and 30. She paused before telling me, "Can you just move my order up in front and do it now?" I explained that no, that isn't fair to any of the other customers, especially the people who've already been waiting an hour. It would also set us behind on earlier orders and throw off the whole groove the kitchen workers have going. She proceeds to get angry and tell me that she was a frequent customer, and shouldn't there be some sort of best customer perks that she gets since she comes in so often? And I told her no. She began to yell at me, telling me that I'm an inconsiderate worker and how dare you treat me this way. I'm the reason you even have a job. If I didn't order, you wouldn't be working. I apologized and she cancelled her order. The rest of the staff went back to work, and less than 30 minutes later, she called back, asked for a manager, and proceeded to lie and tell my manager that I was rude. told her that I refused to take her order and that I tried lying about the wait time. She asked if there was any other worker to talk to take her order, and my manager watched me talk to this woman. I even told my manager exactly what this lady told me after I explained I can't move her ticket forward. But regardless, my manager passed the phone to another worker who proceeded to tell her the same thing I did, and I could hear her through the phone yelling about not wanting to cook, that we're terrible workers and we should be replaced with people who value their customers. She claimed that she would call corporate and tell them about our terrible service. We got a call 3 days later, and they said that they need to file our side of the story. Nothing would be done because this lady has complained about our store for 2 years, and she was always caught lying about the service. I don't know why customers think that they can take the rule of the customer's always right so far to the extreme where they think that the managers won't believe the employees at all. Saying things like, they refuse to take my order. Like, why would an employee do that? They would get fired for doing that. It doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna lie, at least make it logical of some sort. I don't know, maybe these people have never had a job that was similar to this, but managers know that there are customers out there like you, because they used to be in the same position as the employee, and they had to deal with you too. But guess what? Now this is their chance to get their revenge at all the people who caused them pain in the past. Submit your story to be read on the channel at VoiceyHereStories@gmail.com and join our Voicey veteran community at r/VoiceyHere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode. Alright Voicey veterans, I'll see you in the next one.